Hello people of the tube, welcome to this video in which I am going to be talking about my most recent lesson, which was lesson 27, which was undertaken on the 2nd of September 2020, day 414 and roughly 124 hours of practice undertaken. The lesson was really split into two chunks. One was REM's Everybody Hurts and one was the 12-bar blues. The Everybody Hurts part of the lesson was really more of a discussion about how I was getting on and my frustration in the amount of time that it was taking me to learn this song. Now, to put that into context, I'd started off with this part of the song. So we started off doing that little bit of the riff, and that was back in March if I remember correctly, and we were getting on okay with that, but I was hunched over and I was looking at the strings as I just did just then. Then on the 24th of June in that lesson we looked at the whole of the song, where we start to introduce the last part of REM Everybody Hurts, or as far as this part of the song goes. So this is the bit where we go to this part of the section. So that was the bit that we introduced, the last bit, and that is the bit that I needed to be working on. And when we introduced that, Michael said, okay, now start working with your eyes closed. So I practiced a lot with my eyes closed for a few weeks, and we got the first part of the song sorted out quite nicely, and then the last bit is just trying to get it so that I can play it through cleanly has just been a real frustration. And one of the things that I did say to him is, how long does it take for you to learn a song? Because I've been working on this little sequence now for 10 weeks, which seems forever. And he actually said that it can be different for everybody. Now, I'm not going to get into that discussion in this video because I think it would be worth looking at that in another video, in particular because somebody that I follow has been going through exactly the same thing with a song that they've been trying to learn. So I might cover expectations with regarding to learning songs in another video for all the beginners out there that are struggling. But he set my source of frustration aside. He's told me to slow down, although we need to get this up to 188 beats per minute to play along with a backing track. He's told me just to slow down and to get the feel for it. Also, as a few people have said on the channel, to continue to work through the mistakes. When you get a mistake, just forget it and move forwards. Now that would be easier when I'm playing with a backing track because the backing track will force you to carry on. But I tried that last night and the backing track is just far too fast for me for the moment. So I'm going to just carry on. We're learning it slowly, getting a feel for it, getting the notes in my head and getting the rhythm going, and then I will introduce a backing track and hopefully we will be able to do a little bit better. But definitely the OCD was getting in the way, but yeah, that's for another time. So that was the Everybody Hurts. Reasonably well, we're taking steps forwards, not quite as quickly as I would like. Michael seemed quite pleased, and I've just got to carry on with that. So then we discussed the 12-bar blues. Now the 12-bar blues is where we're playing with the power chord. It's basically a power chord, it's 2 strings, and it's a 1 and, well, you missed the and, so it's 1 and 2 and. But anyway, that's beside the point. We haven't really got into the proper pattern at the moment. But one of the things that I was struggling with was when I was playing it is I was going like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and I had this action where I was just, I'm exaggerating here, but I was strumming and then physically muting the strings and strumming and muting the strings and strumming and it was making my hand hurt and it just wasn't right. So we had a bit of a discussion with that, and what we need to do is just to lightly, if I just bring this up, just lightly rest my hand on the just on the bridge, the string side of the bridge, just very lightly, and then play that with more of a forceful pick on the first string, so it's sounding more like that. Now I was concerned because really that makes the first string sound quite dead, you know, it doesn't ring out properly, but in actual fact, as Michael tells me, that is the sound that we want. And resting my hand on the bridge in that way really has made a huge difference, because you're not worrying so much about getting that palm mute in there, and you can just get more into the rhythm and just play. So that is going something along these lines. And before I actually go into playing the actual notes as per the music sheet that I put on my Patreon page, what I've actually been doing is just playing the chords just in a random old order. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so that's giving me the feel for moving my finger, my fretting finger on the 1, but also to think about my palm muting and just trying to get the feel for how that should sound. Okay, so basically that should sound something along these lines if we play it fully through. I get it right. So still quite a bit of work to do on that, just to move that around and to get the feel, but certainly palm muting is a lot better. Now one of the other things that I found quite interesting with this is, with REM, quite a few people were saying, use a finger on the body of the guitar for finding the strings. And Michael had been dissuading me from that. And I'm actually quite pleased that he had. Because when we're palm muting, if we're palm muting, let's say the D chord, then we need to move our hand more down slightly. But then if we then come up to the E chord and we leave our palm in the same place, then we're ringing out on the E string too much. We need to bring our palm up slightly to get the muting. So we're actually moving our palm up and down. And I tended to find as well that if I would got my finger on the fretboard, sorry, on the body of the guitar, then I was bringing my hand over the strings and not actually having them in the right place. So yes, I could pick a different reference point and just move my hand around, but I actually prefer to have it loose and free, and I find that much easier when I'm doing this than having a reference point on the body of the guitar. So I'm still trying to do that without that reference at the moment, but still in two minds. So anyway, let's just have another little go at that. Like I said, very, very rusty. Well, not even rusty, just not very good at this one, but let's see how we go. Yeah, still need to work on that one a little bit, but that was this lesson. So we reviewed REM Everybody Hurts. Need to slow down, just need to continue to practice and not worry about how long I'm taking, and to skip over some of the notes that I don't get quite 100%, just skip over those and keep going. And then yeah, we spoke about the 12-bar blues and basically the palm muting and getting that together, which was a lot easier. So that was lesson 27, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing for the next video. I still owe you the video about how I produce my videos quickly, and also the Boss Amy 80, so I really must get into those, so hopefully they'll be coming soon. Anyway, back to practice, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care, bye bye.